Right now in the heart of downtown, you can use your smartphone to actually travel back in time. Now, I'm out meeting neighbors and whose families they felt the direct impact of urban renewal in Tucson back in the late or in the 60s and 70s, and not just in the Latino barrios like you've seen me discover, but in other communities, in this case for Chinese immigrants. Thankfully, though, thanks to dedicated historians and augmented reality software, I took my own dive into this history. I scanned this code printed on this poster. A few clicks later, and a short documentary laid out the story of the neighborhood that was here before the TCC and Ronstadt Music Hall.
Hearing the bustle of the community, the many languages that were spoken here, the smells of the food, it's just concrete. It's all erased.
Arizona State Museum curator Lisa Falk reached out to me to give me a crash course on this passion project called Discovering Community in the Borderlands.
I'm always interested in cutting-edge technology. I'd worked with the Tucson Chinese Cultural Center on projects in the past, so I invited them as a partner.
Partners like volunteer Robin Blackwood. She joined archaeologists as they digitally scanned the priceless artifacts that they uncovered downtown, including a letter between a man in Tucson and his son thousands of miles away.
They had whole family units back in China, and they were communicating with them. They were having dialogues back and forth. Helps bring these people to life.
Their stories live here, too. I took a side trip to the Chinese Cultural Center on River to see more of these artifacts and old pictures for myself. Board member Peter Chan reminded me there is a history we can still taste, even if there aren't nearly as many of the old grocery stores left.
The local Hispanic communities, they all grew up within the Chinese grocery stores for, 5, 6, 7 decades.
Chan and the crew say now the work is to teach Tucson's new generations of the past that built their present.
People who might have just moved here, they'll say, wow, I didn't know that. There were, Chinese, immigrants, early immigrants that were here.
That they start to broaden their conception of what is Tucson and who we are as a community.
I gotta love it. History and technology. What do you think, Claire?
I mean, yeah, working together, who doesn't have their phone at their fingertips at all times, right? We're connected to them at this point, so an easy way to do it.
And more than just like going on to Wikipedia and just sort of looking at just blank text or whatever, it's boring. Like this is actually getting to look at it up close is so much cooler. So this AR idea, by the way, came as a response. Lisa told me back in 2020, a lot of the pandemic, social distancing opportunities, if you're going to go hang out outside, at least breathing in that fresh air keeps everyone safe. And it's still there for you to interact with. AZ State Museum, they found the right grant money, the grant partners, all making this happen. So looking into the future, the Culture Center, they want to branch out and look maybe a food fair to connect neighbors with more of this history. So call it an evolution of those old grocery stores that maybe aren't there anymore, but we can bring them back somehow.
Very cool, yeah, lots of ideas.